Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Pit Stop Podcast. Thanks to everyone tuning in, listening, subscribing to the YouTube. We really appreciate it, of course. Anyone who's been checking out our TikTok or our Instagram recently will know that we've been on some travels, haven't we?
Well, yeah, it's been quite an eventful 24 hours, but we have ended up where we said we were going to be, and we have got the guest. Well, we said one guest. We've actually got two, so right in front of us. We told them we had one, and we have got Valtteri Bottas and Guanyu Zhou. Thank you very much for being here, guys.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Yeah, well, it's been a crazy journey.
So what happened?
We spent 5 hours in the airport. Flight was delayed. Flight's been cancelled. And what are we doing now?
We're going to drive to Switzerland, and we are on a time limit. There is no way we're missing this. Are you sure you're going to be able to drive it, Fabs?
Right, Jake doesn't drive a manual. We've got this beast.
Come on! You've got to make it to Switzerland! There was no more flights. This is the only option. This is going to be the most epic adventure ever.
And it's my first time driving abroad.
Adventure. Like Lord of the Rings.
495 miles, 7 hours and 58 minutes. We really shouldn't laugh, but we've literally been driving for 10 seconds. Fab comes straight out on the other side of the road and you've murdered a rabbit. Come running out. I mean, there's nothing you could have done.
Shot.
Or a rabbit. That's what they say. It's 6:25 a.m. and 3 hours and 43 minutes left.
This is classic French sandwich.
Wow.
One slice of cheese, one slice of ham.
So we are nearly in Switzerland.
I'm not, I'm just taking a mic.
We are nearly in Switzerland. 2 hours and a half to go. And how crazy is this, right? I'm going to quickly insert the clip back of me on the Eurotunnel. The time limit. The car that was in front of us on the Eurotunnel is currently on front of us in the road. In the middle of Switzerland. Look, that is the same number plate. That is crazy. Why does stuff like this always happen to us?
Because we're two godlike creations.
Valtteri Bottas, Guanyu Zhou. Right.
Oh man.
Let's start from the beginning. You know Luton Airport in London?
Yep.
So we were going from Luton and we were there at what time?
We got to Luton at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Flight was at 6, so
Okay,
like enough
well in
time.
yeah.
Yeah. Go through check-in, like check all of our bags, everything's all sweet. Get to the where were we? Just in like the departure lounge, and then we see that it's been delayed. So we're like, okay, we'll chill, have a few drinks, whatever. And it's delayed, and then it says, I think it says 8:30. So we finally go to our gate at 8:30, cancelled.
Yeah. So after a 4 hour delay, cancelled, and then obviously we had to get here because we've been telling everyone this whole time that we had, guests, F1 drivers, which is massive for us. So flights cancelled. We looked last night, no way of getting here. No. So we literally went straight from Luton in the car down to Dover.
We couldn't get our baggage for a start. Oh. We waited for about an hour to get our bags.
Yeah, of course.
Finally got them. We get out to the car and I'm looking at Jake and we're like, what are we going to do? Like, there's no more flights that night. There's no flights today. We're going to have to cancel it. And we're just like,
so we haven't slept.
If we drive?
We've come straight here, so we do need the coffee.
Yeah. That's commitment.
Thank you so much.
No, it was worth it.
Yeah, that's why we look a bit haggard, by the way, if anyone's wondering.
It looks alright, just a bit more coffee.
Yeah.
Trouble Espresso will do that job.
Yeah. I don't know about this. It's not your coffee, no?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
They don't have your coffee here? That would be great if they did. Do they have a gin here?
Yeah. No, not yet. It's not yet in Switzerland. So eventually we'll have all of those things.
Where is it? I saw you do a post about your gin earlier. How did you get onto that?
So yeah, like gin has been my drink to go to like for a long time, and with my girlfriend, we've like throughout our travels we've collected gin for a long time, and then one day just sitting outside on the porch, sipping gin tonic,
Yeah.
and decided that we want to do our own gin. So
Yeah.
finally this year we launched after planning and starting it up for like 2 years.
A lot of time in a distillery then, and making it perfect, I guess.
Yeah, we've been working with this distillery in Finland, and it's been really, really interesting. And yeah, it's hopefully it's going to be in the UK soon.
That'd be amazing. And Joe, I know you releasing some merch. I was listening to your episode
Beyond
on
the Grid, right?
Beyond the Grid. I was
Yeah.
listening to that on the way here because we were in the car for ages. So we listened to all the podcasts.
Every
you guys
single
have done.
podcast, make
we
sure
did
we
listen
don't
to everything.
do the same questions.
Yeah, you said you were thinking about bringing out some merch at some point. Is that happened
Yeah,
yet?
I mean it's not yet, but of course it's coming. Of course this month we'll be having firstly my mini helmets coming from the current F1 designs, and it's good. And then of course there's more coming. I'm too far away to get anything with alcohol yet.
Yeah.
And I'm more interested into like clothes sets. So hopefully get some merchandise, not just like the fans will wear in the track. It's something like I want to get into like streetwears, fashion wear.
Yeah, cool.
Just designing your cool
Like
ideas and
collections.
wear your own clothes. It sounds pretty interesting.
That's cool.
I love that. It's like similar to what Lewis Hamilton's just done, right? With his, is it plus 44? I think he's done like a clothing range or something.
Yeah, I've seen something.
I don't see any of that, but yeah.
I
I'll have a
don't
look.
think it's out yet. That's probably
I don't
why.
even know.
But we want to do the same because these are actually our pit stop hoodies that we had designed, and we just want to make like a whole clothing range out of it
Yeah.
eventually. But
Yeah, nice.
not yet.
Just to give you a tiny bit of backstory, we got into into Formula One at the end of last year.
Okay.
So we're like new. We know stuff. We know about all your amazing history. We know that you were rookie this year.
Yeah.
Points on your debut. Absolutely unbelievable. How are you finding it, Alfa Romeo, coming in and working with Bottas? You've got such a great teammate here. How do you work
for
together?
me, it's huge honor to having Valtteri because obviously, from last year in Abu Dhabi post-season test was the first time we actually met or talked in person. And then, Valtteri being actually very supportive, helpful for my journey, especially at the beginning, when I was so nervous, like, for example, in Bahrain, my debut weekend, and I think Valtteri clearly saw how nervous I was, especially before the Grand Prix,
Yeah.
You are one of the 20 drivers on the grid. You always was watching in the past, so it's pretty sensational and to be throwback to it. But overall, it's been extremely a big family together with Alfa Romeo team, and everyone has been, having the same passion with what's coming, and we always try to get better, and just very supportive in the team, and I feel a huge warmth, welcomed, and it's been going well so far. Let's say.
That's what you need. Alfa Romeo have treated us like absolute kings, to be fair, since we've been working with the guys. So they're definitely like the best team on the grid to work with, I'd say.
I thought you were going to get a private jet.
That's what I was going to
We
say.
were hoping. We were let down a little
I
bit.
don't have one yet. So.
I was going to say, we'll have to message one of you boys to get the
Yeah.
jet. No, we were driving over. It
Yeah,
took a little while.
Honestly, I'm probably like a zombie right now. But that's what 12 hours of driving does to you. But Valtteri, what is it like for you from your side of the picture? Like joining a team, like a new team, really, for the first time. You were at Mercedes for so long. What is it like being at a different team?
It is different. It's definitely quite refreshing in a way because 5 years already in a single team is quite a long time in Formula One. And I think also like the situation I was in, like within the team, for me it was really, I felt like it was needed. Change was needed, and that's quite normal in life sometimes. And it's been really, really good fun. Like obviously I had to reset my targets, at least for this year. So, but I had time to kind of mentally to prepare for that. And now actually, being successful doesn't necessarily mean just winning the race. It might mean that we've made progress on a single area, or we can clearly see improvements here and there.
Yep.
That's what gives me the satisfaction, and because I'm also like aiming for long term, not just for this year. So
I liked it when you said that on the pod. That made perfect sense to me. I thought the same thing. Like having the stability of knowing where you're going to be
exactly
makes so much more sense to me. I thought that would just make me perform better. And you can work towards the target of knowing you're there for that period of time.
Exactly.
I never really thought that Formula One would even be like 1 year. That's the one thing I've learned.
I know that's like because we are new. Like you would just assume that people are with teams, sort of, not forever, but for a long period of time. But we didn't realize how much people move between the teams.
Yeah.
Which is it's just crazy.
It is highly competitive. Yeah.
And everyone stays friends. But, a lot of people stay friends between the teams, which is great as well.
Yeah.
Because you guys
You
know
would hope
everyone.
so.
Like you were saying in your episode, when like those ZF2 drivers from working your way up, and everyone kind of knows everyone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, like for now, especially the recent years, there's more like people have been racing or younger generation. So it's like the ones you grew up like racing against them all the time, you know? Like, let's say 10 years ago, or even more that I was in karting. I was like, how is it possible, you know, these top F1 drivers know each other so well? And then when you grow up following the normal platinum, and you realize that it's actually the kids, the drivers you have been racing all the time. So people like Lando, you know, Mick, I have been with them since karting days. So
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
crazy.
Like a little family almost.
Yeah.
And the F1 paddock is such a small circle in the end. Like, there's not that many people there, and you travel to different places as a group almost. So.
That's,
we figured that out.
that's the main thing that we've noticed. So, we were in Zandvoort and just sitting outside the Alfa Romeo
We've sat there all
motorhome.
weekend.
And we see on the first day, we see a load of people walk past that we know. And then the next day, it's the same people again and again and again. And it is like a little community that you guys have. So
Yeah,
I think it's a cool working environment.
it is. Yeah, it can be, but also like sometimes then it's nice to escape that environment. Like
Yeah.
when you spend like such a long time with the similar people, it's good to disconnect sometimes. So yeah.
So how do you escape? What are your other
I
outlets?
have few things. Gin, cycling.
Yeah, we know you love cycling.
Yeah, I love it, and also it has become actually a way for me to explore places much more than what I've seen before. Like I mostly travel with my bike, so then I can like see from the race locations different places and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I love traveling. You know, if I have free time, like in the August break, I went to see again some new places in the US, and I like good food and coffee and stuff like that. So
And you have your house in Finland that you've been building. It's got one bedroom.
correct.
So it's like I know everything. I've seen the floor plan.
No guests.
Yeah, I had a question. So you have one bedroom because you like it being like private, is that right? So
Yeah.
if you do have people come stay, they just all go on the sofas, or you get an airbed or something. Where do
No,
they
that
sleep?
was the idea, not to have guests.
No one
Oh,
stays.
no one
stays.
stays.
You can come to my place for a coffee or
outside the house.
overnight. You can find something else.
There's a little
You
hut in the
sleep
garden or
outside.
something.
because that
I haven't been to his house yet.
you can come for a coffee. But yeah, the idea with that place in northern Finland is so remote that it is the place to disconnect and relax. So
Yeah.
that was the reason.
Isn't it
Perfect
like
place.
the most northern part of Finland that you can go to as well?
Yeah, pretty much.
So do you like ski or do you snowboard? Or do you get? I assume you get a lot of snow up there.
Yeah, huge amount of snow, like ski-doos, snowshoeing. I do snowboarding as well a little bit, but stuff like that. It's really cool place.
Nice.
How about you, Joe? What do you do to escape? When you're not training or working or...
Yeah, obviously I try to, you know, get away. But the problem is like my real escape is probably go back home, but that's a bit too far. It takes a bit, you know,
Yeah.
11 hours or even more. But so yeah, last few years been missing home quite a bit because don't have the jump to go back. But personally, I like to, you know, listen to some rap music, and I did actually some stuff myself because my sister is very into hip hop as well. For
You
some
got some
reason.
rap tunes, have you?
Yeah, but
What,
I'm
you
not
made
making
your
it
own?
now.
Unreleased?
But yeah, I haven't made myself, but I'm just actually singing some rap that have already been made, quite famous songs
cool.
back home in
Nice.
Chinese.
No way.
And then I try to do that, and also going through, you know, some fashion stuff because obviously where I'm living in London, there's a lot of fashion shows involvement for me to do that because it's feel like it's a huge difference between me and Valtteri because he likes quiet place, you know. I
You
like
like
to
that pumping rap music.
yeah, I like to keep it busy because like get to F1 this year has been extremely another step of how busy I am, but I'm used to it because for us, like coming from China, you know, we're working 24/7, so it's like
Yeah.
you're used to this kind of just busy routines. So everything makes quite good sense for me so far.
Is home for you Shanghai?
Yeah.
I love Shanghai. It's an amazing place.
Yeah, I mean, you can get anything, day life, night life, everything you can think
The
of.
nightlife's pretty good over there.
You need to show
That's
me
why you like it. Huh?
Yeah.
You need to show me around one.
Yeah, when he's there,
Then I love.
I'm planning actually one if it's happened in Chinese Grand Prix in the future, then invite Valtteri to a very spicy hot pot place.
Oh, that'd be unreal.
Next day he will be in the toilet.
Are you a spicy food fan?
Yeah, actually, I am.
You are?
Yeah, I do. I love spice.
Yeah, because I brought the team to one of the hot pot in Montreal. Next day, like I think they couldn't get out of their bathroom the next morning.
I take the challenge.
Yeah,
I had a hot
Accepted.
pot in Shanghai, and I can agree. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
yeah, it's nice.
Did there used to be a race in China before?
Yeah, they always
Yeah,
been. It's still here. It's being renewed the contracts 3 years ago into 2025. But the problem is the last 2-3 years has been the COVID restriction.
Yeah.
Of course,
The
yeah.
last one was 2019. I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
Hopefully they get back racing
yeah.
there.
I mean, it's coming all together. Obviously, last year was still 21 days
Yeah, yeah.
quarantine. This year now they reduced to 7. So everything, hopefully, get a home race.
Valtteri, do you think you like to keep it quieter now in your life and have your time away like that because you've been doing it for longer? Like, do you remember your rookie year and would you have been as crazy as Joe and do all this stuff and, I don't know, put yourself out there a bit more? Do you hide away now because you've done it for longer and you want the quiet space?
I think I've always kind of been the same. That I think it's just where I come from, and I love nature and stuff. So for me, it's like quite important sometimes to have quiet time. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I also am pretty busy. But then when I have a chance, then I do like to disconnect and to other things. And I think I've done it from the very beginning of my career. But for sure now with a bit more experience, I know exactly like what works for me. And yeah, and I remember like yesterday being a rookie in F1, and for sure it's like you have this extra energy and you can almost work.
Have you two
24/7.
Have you two spoke about your rookie experiences before? Like what it was like? I wonder how they're different because the sport has changed so much in that period of time, right? You've got Drive Survive, you've got so many different things that make this sport different now.
Oh, the big thing that we spoke about was that no halo, driving with no halo. And obviously you've always driven with a halo. So yeah, what are the
in lower F series,
Yeah, we
you
did
wouldn't
drove
have.
actually both. Even for me, I drove without halo.
I suppose in
F3.
in lower
F3,
series.
yeah.
Maybe not F2, but F3, F4 was out. But
Mhm.
honestly, there's no difference because one day,
As a driver, it's nice to have it, obviously.
yeah,
Like for the safety, but actually like visually and stuff, it doesn't really change much. So
It's in your blind spot, right?
yeah, it's
So you don't
right in
you
the
don't
middle.
see
You
it.
get used to it. Yeah.
Really? Wow. Even on the game when I play it, I can't
Yeah,
see
in
it.
games, it's more
it's-
annoying
Yeah.
than real
it's
life.
a
We have
big
to remove
difference.
Yeah.
Because it's right in the middle, right? But we never look straight. We always look like 100 meters, 200 meters ahead.
Yeah.
So when you put I don't know if you saw some eye camera of other drivers, they always looked apex, and when they are at the apex, they're looking at the exit. So the halo is right in the middle, which you always just escape.
Yeah, and obviously what I was saying is Drive Survive has changed the media into the sport. You've joined and it's like at a peak now. Obviously you've joined after one of the biggest things ever. The sport is massive. And when you joined Valtteri, it was smaller for sure, like, and wasn't as worldwide. Do you go around the world now and are you spotted in places that you like were never spotted before? Like is it harder to find privacy now?
Yes, I would say biggest difference what I've noticed with the Netflix Drive to Survive is the US.
Yeah.
Like, it was placed in like earlier in my career that if I went, I could do pretty much whatever and nobody would recognize me. But now, yeah, every now and then you get somebody, if I'm in the US, walking the streets, even in random towns, like, hey, you're the guy from Netflix.
From Netflix.
Yeah, I'm that character. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. So that's happening, and but it's definitely changing. And now for me this year, if if I get the feel of the atmosphere at the Grand Prix and the amount of people, it's never been so high. Like I think F1 is definitely
The crowds
booming at
have
the
been
moment.
crazy.
Yeah.
It made me laugh when you say that you enjoy your quiet time, yet you drive one of the fastest, loudest cars I've ever heard in my life. This is a question for both of you. What made you want to be a driver in the first place?
Yeah, from my side, obviously, I think when I was a kid, let's say 5 years old, knowing nothing about motorsport racing, China doesn't have an F1 race yet, but I just always want to be in the driving seat position, and just when the car is stopped, obviously not moving, and just to hold the steering wheel and just virtually do that imagination. So, and then my first Grand Prix I watched in 2004. It was the first Chinese Grand Prix. I saw that noise like you guys heard it for the first time.
They were so much louder
Yeah,
back then too.
was even louder. You
Yeah.
need to have a headset to be avoided. But it was crazy. I was like, okay, I want to be like them, like these F1 drivers one day. So everything just come together. But then I didn't realize how tough this journey would have been. But yeah, it's great. And from my side, the passion about racing or about motorsports has been always inside my DNA since like at the very beginning.
For me, I just accidentally went to see a go-kart race. There was a Finnish championship race on the way from the small town that I'm from to the city. So there was a sign that there was a go-kart race, and with my dad went to watch, and apparently I was like sitting still for many hours, which never happened in my life before. Until that point, I was 5 years old. Then we went to the club next day, but all the carts, they were too big, so I couldn't reach the pedals in any of the carts. So then the winter came. I had to wait for the whole winter. My granddad at that time told me to eat porridge every morning, so then magic could happen and I could reach the pedals. And I had porridge every single morning for the whole winter.
I love that.
Yeah. And then, when springtime, snow was gone, I could fit the go-kart, I could reach the pedals. I had my first lap and first run. And immediately it was like something unreal that I never felt before. The feeling of the speed and being in control of a vehicle like that. So that's when I jumped out of the car, I told everybody that I'm going to be F1 driver.
Oh, wow. You knew straight away.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
So if you hadn't had that moment, what do you think you'd be doing now? Again, question for both of you. Like, if you weren't a Formula One driver, where would you be? What
I
would you
wanted to
doing?
be a policeman.
Yeah.
I
wanted to be a
thought that
chef.
would be cool.
I think for me, I played already back then in the winters, I played ice hockey. And still I continued in the summer driving go-karts and winter playing ice hockey until I was like 15. So I think I would say ice hockey would have been the sport.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in any sports. I would be like having my own brand and then, designing the fashion stuff. So
you are really into fashion then? That's
I
like a
love
big
it,
thing
and
for you.
I love designing, obviously, Formula One or racing. The helmet is kind of the stuff you can put your own ideas, and most of my helmets
How does it work with a helmet? Do you literally get to design everything that goes on it? Is it like yours to change and do what you want with whenever you want?
Yeah, I mean, you have logos from the team.
Yeah,
You have to
like
put in the
sponsors
right
and-
position, but then the overall view in whatever special edition you want to have is all from your own idea, so you can put everything together.
Wow, I'd
And
love to be able to
my
design.
girlfriend is designing my racing helmets.
Oh, no way,
Yeah,
that's
really?
unbelievable.
That's her. She's like a hobby designer, so it's pretty cool.
That's
she can do
really
it.
cool.
That's amazing. Keeping it in the family.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I just want to dive into this question because it's been one that we really want to ask you. We want to talk about the crash that you had at Silverstone, if you're happy to talk about it.
Yeah, sure.
Mainly
haven't-
because
I've been
we'd
talking
never been
about
to
it
Silverstone
about
before.
18 hours already.
Yeah.
Have you,
in the past.
have you really?
It's all
We'd
right.
never been to Silverstone before,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we'd never seen a big crash in Formula One at all.
Yeah.
And we were sat there, we were actually in the W Series paddock at the time, and everyone was just staring at the screen with their mouths open and didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
So from your point of view, what do you even remember, or what happened? I can't imagine in the moment what that's like. We watch
Yeah.
it back and there's like a halo and a helmet scraping on literally looking like it's scraping on the floor.
Yeah, from my side, of course, everything happened so quickly, but thankfully I actually was staying conscious. I remember exactly what happened the whole start until I reached the fence, so it was good. But then, when this happened, everything is so quick. The only thing you can do is just protect yourself as much as possible in the most safest, solid position. So of course, release your hand off the steering wheel while I was backwards. I knew that there's nothing I can do anymore to recover with the car. So it's all just waiting for the last impact. Let's say the whole progress wasn't something nice, especially the last few seconds where you knew the car isn't stopping and you are hitting something huge. And I just pray for everything will be okay. So when I stopped, so basically I just make sure my legs, arms are still fine. Nothing was major broken, it seems. So I actually switched the car myself because for some reason my car was still running with the engine.
Oh, wow.
And I feel something was leaking, and I knew if I caught on fire, it would be not an easy situation because I'm backwards.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything was fine. Then just waiting for, of course, the marshals, and they did a good job. And as we saw, that's how important the halo or the safety has been improved the recent years.
I remember listening to On the Beyond the Grid when you saying when you first got in a go-kart, you actually went in with your dad, is that right? And he drove?
Yeah, I was back.
You were
the
in a
back
two-seater
seat.
because you didn't want to go in a go-kart on your own.
Yeah, I was scared.
You were scared. So how do you go from that to then having a crash like that and then bouncing back the next week and being able to get in a car?
That was the
I
most
can't
impressive
imagine
thing. Yeah.
doing that.
I think exactly. From my side, it felt quite okay because obviously from the beginning of my career when I first time started everything, I feel like it's so too fast for me to control everything. I wasn't sure if I was able to control exactly what's happening with the quick go-karts. But then, yeah, when I tried it, I loved it. And then with the career gradually goes on, you're facing quite a lot of different difficulty, some crash as well. But let's say that was definitely the biggest crash I ever had in a racing car or in motorsport sports ever from the beginning. But yeah, from my side, let's say that the mental strength has been a good or became a lot stronger in these years. So I didn't feel there was any fear to be back into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the other hand, it's kind of good we have a race straight away next week
Yeah.
because it gets you like to already forget or try to forget what's happened in Silverstone. So
You haven't got time to dwell on
it
it.
was more like in that sense. And of course, I stopped watching videos from Sunday onwards about my crash because it was across all over the world, internet. So and then I was fine. I was clear, and I was happy to be back in the car.
Yeah. Came back and smashed it.
Yeah, you really did smash it. Honestly, I think if I even pranged my Golf, I wouldn't want to go in it for like the
Your
next 2
Golf
months.
after the journey here is ruined. It's squeaking. This car is like
My Golf
couldn't put up with this
was
journey.
meant to be serviced 300 miles ago, and I've just driven 500 miles here, and she's done a blinding job. So hopefully she
Are
can
you
get
gonna
us
make
home.
it back?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We might need the jet.
We're gonna need the jet.
Is it true, Valtteri? There's a Bottas Burger.
That is true.
It is true.
In my hometown. Yeah.
So I have to go to Finland and I can get one. Where can I get it?
Yeah, it's a town called Nastola, which
Okay.
is where I was born and from. It's only 1 hour drive from Helsinki airport.
Did
So-
someone make it for you, or did you design it or make
No,
up with this?
actually it was like the local grill or kiosk that I used to go there as a kid to buy candies and stuff. And
Okay.
then it was many years ago. They asked, could we do burger called Bottas Burger? And the price would be 7.7 euros.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
I
nice.
like that.
I said, yeah, why not? Apparently they're selling lots. So
What's in it?
it's
A gin. Some gin in the sauce.
Gin and like a few coffee beans.
I wish. It's pretty traditional actually, but it's like a proper beef burger. It's not like minced. The burger itself, it's like proper, almost like a steak.
Oh.
And then some onion, tomato. They have really special sauce in it and stuff like that. So
I'm so hungry right now.
Where do you two feel like you're at this season with Alfa Romeo working together? Like both new into a team. Do you feel like there's a lot more to come from Alfa Romeo this season? We went into the garage for Zandvoort, which was really exciting. First time we've ever seen it. Saw you both in the car, learned so much. Just wonder what it's like in the garage and what you guys talk about. Because I heard, didn't you say you have similar driving styles?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. So do you talk about certain bits on the track and how do you work together on that?
Yeah, I mean, from my side, of course, especially at the early part of the season, it's more try to gather what Valtteri thinks about the car because I have lack of experience in the Formula One car, and then taking his experience obviously from other teams as well to get the team better, and we clearly see how the team has been made a progress. And I think the most satisfied things to see is the whole factory here and on track is being super motivated with the whole new lineup because normally in F1 you don't get two drivers new for the season.
Yeah, it's really
You
exciting.
normally keep one. So
Yep.
it's been a great learning curve for me as well. Also, I think from the team, and the Valtteri has been extremely helpful in that. And throughout the season, we're facing some difficulty at the beginning with reliability. Then we kind of had some good results for both cars. And then again, now we had a bit more hard moment in Zandvoort. Now we're kind of coming back. So
Yep.
F1 is tough. You always try to picking up, little things that can makes you, just be a little bit few times, then you're in the points. So
And is teamwork and working together important to you guys? Like I've seen drivers before when they're fighting each other, two teammates. What are your views on that?
it's of course where every driver is in Formula One because you're competitive and your almost life goal is winning. So it's natural that the teammates also for sure. Joe and myself, we always want to be ahead of each other because it's in the nature of a racing driver. But at the same time, to be able to work really as a team, to share all the information and have a good team spirit is so important for the team in terms of if you're looking to get further and develop the car and motivate the people around and everything. So yeah, you need to have that right balance of course being competitive, but the main thing is to be able to really work together and push the team forward together.
Mm-hmm.
Did you both bring your performance coaches from before into your team now?
I did, yeah.
You did, yeah.
I've had
And
mine
is
for quite a while, yeah.
yours
The physio,
a new
no?
one?
You mean?
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
physio.
yeah,
I just
exactly.
wonder because we've had a few on the pod and they talk about how they like go when they like have to learn a new team as well. I find it fascinating because you take like your group kind of over
My
to a new
physio is
team.
actually worked with Valtteri in his rookie few season in
No
Williams
way.
because he was with Felipe Massa before.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
And then it's like kind of just coming together. And then when Massa retired, he was with me for the whole F3, F2 journey. And then now it's like we're back together.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
then I'm in my rookie season and he's like experienced teammate. So
Yeah.
That's
I like that.
crazy.
Yeah, again,
It's a small world.
I like how it's all a little family. It's perfect.
Yeah, we've had performance coaches on, and we just find it fascinating that they live the life as well, really, and they spend like half a year away,
Yep.
going everywhere and flying places. I don't know how everyone does it, but if you've got your place in Finland, you can go away and you can do your fashion. Then I guess you can able to separate a little bit.
yeah.
But it's an exciting rookie season. You definitely got a great teammate. I guess we should let you guys go because you've had a busy day. You've been chatting to everyone.
Yeah, you've literally just come straight from something else straight into this. So I appreciate your time, guys, a lot.
No,
Thank
I
you
appreciate
much.
you getting here.
Yeah.
Still impressed by the commitment.
I don't know if we're gonna get home.
I
That's a
think
worry.
Some
bit.
people would have easily given up. Yeah,
Oh,
let's
never.
just go home.
I saw you was like coming from Europe and then there was like coming from UK. I was like,
Yeah, and
That's crazy.
We arrived like literally 30 minutes before or about an hour before
Yeah.
we did this, so we were cutting it really fine.
Yeah.
We actually made the early train, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had to drive
Florid.
at the speed limit,
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
obviously, to make the earlier train
Yeah,
to get over to France.
I understand.
But we're here.
We're here. Thank you very much for talking
Thanks.
to us.
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you
Yeah.
so much,
Appreciate it.
guys. Yeah,
Thanks,
and
guys.
let's definitely do it again.
Yeah.
yeah, all right.
I'm hot.
I need a nap now.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Did you split the driving or?
Oh no, I can't drive a manual.